Hi, hello everyone, and I'm here today breaking down the top 5 cards in Amethyst and Ruby today. Coming in at number 5 for Amethyst, we have Maleficent Sorceress. This is a 3-drop that can be inked with power and toughness 2/2, quests for 1 lore, and best of all, when you play this card, you get to draw a card. Very simple, very straightforward. You immediately get a card back when you play this, and it's the perfect early game play for a control deck. Coming in at number 5 for Ruby, we have Aladdin Heroic Outlaw. This is a 7-drop that can be put into your inkwell, has power and toughness of 5/5, and can quest for 2 lore. And on top of all of that, has the shift ability, can be put on top of another Aladdin character for 5, has a special ability that when it banishes another character in a challenge, your opponent loses 2 lore and you gain 2 lore. Coming in at number 4 for Amethyst, we have Friends on the Other Side. This is a 3-drop that can be inked, and it's a really simple song that says, you draw 2 cards. And if you remember our 5th pick, our Maleficent, very conveniently, can be tapped to sing Friends on the Other Side, which those 2 cards together just provide such a strong card advantage engine for Amethyst that pretty much no color can keep up with right now in Lorcana. We'll see what other colors get for card draw as sets continue, but right now, Amethyst is definitely queen or king of card draw.
So with those 2 cards played back to back, you're drawing 3 cards in 1 turn.
Well, so you do have to wait for the ink to dry on your Maleficent before she can be tapped to sing. But essentially, those 2 cards can be combined to just give you a bunch more new cards. Coming in at number 4 for Ruby, we have Shield of Virtue. This is an item that costs 1 and can be put into your inkwell and has the ability to ready or untap a character that's exerted for only 1 lore. Now, the downside is that character can't quest again this turn, but that could allow you to quest with a character, untap it, and then challenge one of your opponent's characters. Or what you'll see happen pretty frequently is that you'll quest with a character and then untap it with Shield of Virtue so it's not vulnerable to your opponents attacking it. Kevin, what is Shield of Virtue from? What Disney movie?
It is from... It has to do with magic. Has to deal with another sword, so it's probably not Sword and Stone.
I'll give you a hint. You
but
thought
it's probably
this was...
has to deal with a dragon, so it's probably like, I don't know, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, you're right. It's from Lilo and Stitch. Wow, I didn't think you were going to get there.
It's a long trail, though.
I figured you would guess Sleeping Beauty and be seriously incorrect. Coming in at number 3, we have Rafiki Mysterious Sage. This is a 3-drop, can't be inked, pretty big downside there, like I've said before. However, Rafiki has power and toughness, 3/3, can quest for 1 lore, and has an ability that we'll see on a lot of other cards, but this is probably the strongest card with this ability, and that's Rush. And Rush lets Rafiki challenge another character the same turn that Rafiki is played. And this lets you kill some... And this lets you banish some of the really problematic early cards, like as we saw in our list for Amber, Rafiki can come out and banish a Simba without being banished himself. What do you think of Rafiki, Kevin? What movie is Rafiki from?
I know what movie he's from. He's from The Lion King.
From The Lion King, not from Aladdin. Rafiki's not Jafar.
So, you know, I'm surprised you would even think that.
That would be crazy for anybody to think that.
Absurd.
Jafar's not even a sage.
I mean, he's kind of sagely in his own way. Didn't say he was a good sage.
Fair enough, fair enough. I guess not all sages are necessarily good. Coming in at number 3 for Ruby, we have Dragonfire. This is a 5-cost card that can't be inked, and simply you can banish chosen character with this card. And this is pretty much the only single target removal in the game right now. And I think it'll be really interesting to see as we get more and more cards for Lorcana if we see other single target removal that either costs more or less than this card. Like for example, I could really see another color getting this similar card for maybe 6 ink and it being an inkable card, so still being pretty strong. Coming in at number 2 for Amethyst, we have the first item on our lists, and that's Magic Mirror. It's a 2-drop, can't be inked, and has the ability for 4 ink that you can tap this item and draw a card. This card shines the most in the control versus control matchup. It's a literal mirror breaker, pun intended. Coming in at number 2 for Ruby, and it was really tough to try and decide between numbers 1 and 2, we have Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. This is a 9-drop that can be played in your Inkwell. I don't think we have any other cards that cost 9 in Lorcana right now. Has power and toughness 7/5, can quest for 2 lore, and has the Dragonfire ability that when you play this card, you can banish chosen character. Coming in at number 1 for Amethyst, we have the big bad, well, big hero herself, Elsa, Spirit of Winter. She's an 8-cost card that unfortunately can't be inked, has power and toughness 4/6, can quest for a whopping 3 lore, and also has the shift ability similar to Stitch Rockstar. Her shift ability costs 6 ink, and her ability when she enters the battlefield lets you tap 2 of your opponent's creatures and exert them, and they don't untap during your opponent's next turn. And this can be strong in a lot of ways. Usually when you're dropping this character, if you're playing against a more aggressive deck, your opponent's really close to getting to that 20 lore, and this can lock down a few of their creatures so they can't get those last couple points of lore. Or if you're in a more grindy matchup where there's a lot of creature combat, this can let you tap down a couple creatures that your opponent thought was going to be safe and instead make them vulnerable for your characters to jump in and challenge them. Coming in at number 1 for Ruby, you guessed it, Be Prepared. The 7-drop that can't be inked, but banishes all characters. Really simple, really straightforward, really powerful.
How do you prepare against it?
You don't. That's the joke. There's no way to prepare for Be Prepared.
Counterspell?
There's no counterspell in Lorcana.
What if somebody played an Uno reverse?
Oh, that would counter it actually. Uno cards are legal in Lorcana after all. Well, that was the top 5 cards for those colors. And we are not doing this generically to save time. This was specific for each of the 3 videos. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and slap the bell, ring the bell, ding the bell, click the bell. Coming in. Kevin, you're making a bunch of noise. We're trying to film right now, Kevin.
Shh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Kevin.
Don't worry about it.
You're going to get the bad brand of ramen if you don't film nicely.
Top ramen?
I don't know. I don't eat cheap food like that. I only eat good restaurant style ramen.
War in the comments.
Top ramen or Maruchan? Or is Maruchan top ramen?
No.
I don't actually know.
I prefer the Maruchan.
Maruchan over top ramen.
The spices taste better.